is Chloe, and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. So it is Monday at almost 10 o'clock, and I'm doing a little baby wearing again. So I'm going to hope that she stays asleep with me talking, but we have not really been doing anything this morning. Somebody came over to look at our fireplace because we still don't have a mantle on it, so he's going to come build us one. And then now it's a beautiful day, so go outside, spend some time out there. Ainsley wants to swing, so I think we're going to do that and hope that this one stays asleep, and that's it. So as far as reading goes, I'm reading the fourth in the Palm South University series, which is called Legacy. And then I'm also reading Black Number 4, also by Candy Steiner. They are books that are written to be read concurrently. So you read a few chapters in Legacy, and then you're supposed to read a few chapters in Black Number 4, and it's from different perspectives. So you see a deeper part of the story and different story elements in Black Number 4 than you see in Legacy. So I am doing that back and forth, and I don't think I really like that. And Black Number 4 follows just 2 characters, whereas Legacy follows 6. And so I don't super care about the 2 characters. And so I don't really know, like, I'm just a completionist. That's why I'm doing it still. And you do learn more about other things, but really, I feel like you could just read Legacy and be okay. I have a lot of thoughts on the series as it's progressing, but I will save those for later when it's a little less volatile, and I will share those. But so far, I'm like 60-ish% of the way through both of them, and so I hope to finish like by tomorrow, but that is everything. I will check in later. Hey everyone, it is like 4 o'clock on Tuesday, and I'm just taking advantage of a quiet moment here to update. So I just finished during nap time Legacy, which is the 4th in the Palm South University series, as well as Black Number 4. And so I think I've talked about it in this vlog, but these books were written to be read concurrently. So you read a section in one and then a section in the other, and you see different perspectives. And you see a deeper dive into Kip and Skylar's relationship in Black Number 4. So I feel like reading it this way, for me, like, I've never done this. I've never read the same story from a different perspective. And I have heard that some people really don't like that, like, don't like doing it. And I think I'm one of those people, because I just felt like it really, like, cheapened the story. Like, some of the times in the Black Number 4, because you read that second, I was like, yeah, you know, like, and then in Legacy, I was like, okay, I don't care about all these other people, because the story is just about Skylar and Kip, which I keep wanting to say Skip and Kyler. So, because I just wrote my review, and like multiple times I had to erase Skip and Kyler. And anyway, this series in general, I feel like, is going downhill for me. And I don't know if the books are actually going downhill, or if it's just the fact that I'm like marathoning it and I need to take a break. And so every book gets smuttier and smuttier, and every book becomes more about the relationships than the individuals, if that makes sense. And I just feel like we have really lost touch of like the individuality of the characters, and it's not about who they are, it's about who they're dating, and I just don't like that. And one of the characters is portrayed as crazy in this book, and I just don't like that crazy female trope. Especially her reason for being crazy was that she was in a relationship with a boy one high school summer, and she fell harder for him than he did for her, and so she like really had a hard time letting go. And I think to an extent that's happened to everybody. Like, that's, I don't know, not necessarily crazy. So then when he comes back to town, it's like he's avoiding her at all costs, and just there's talk among even the other girls about how crazy she is, and I just don't think that is nice. I just don't like that. I don't like the like portrayal of being crazy. And anyway, she is the one that's had so many traumas, and so I was really happy to see in the end that she is going to therapy to try to work through some of those traumas and try to like be more at peace. But anyway, just didn't like I said, the portrayal of crazy. I also feel like we have lost, like Cassie at first was talking about how into school she is, like in the first book and stuff. And we heard about her schooling, we heard about Jess's schooling, and now like that's not happening. Again, it's just kind of talking about their relationships. And like Jess's story in this one, to me, had no interest. Like she has another relationship. I think it's her third in the series. And I'm just like, it was just thrown in to be thrown in. And I just am not loving, I just am also not loving, like, again, the kind of power imbalance. And there's one character in particular who gives up her power for love. And I think with the problems I'm having with the book, I'm like, I really wish she would have been like, no, I'm going to do this thing for me. And, I mean, the reason she did it was selfless and kind and good. But it just seems like overall these girls are becoming like nothing except for the guy they're dating, if that makes any sense. And I'm being really critical of it and really vague because it is the fourth in the series. So I just think I need to take a break from this series. So the fifth one is out. I had planned to go ahead and continue reading it, and I just am going to take a break because I don't know if I'm like judging them fairly, because I just am kind of like, the girl hate in this book was also more than it had been. And part of what I love about this series is that like these girls are in a sorority. They are having a lot of drama going on, but they seem to really genuinely have each other's back. And in this one, a guy does get in between them, mostly because the crazy girl is involved. And I don't know why that's like rubbing me so wrong. I personally don't have an experience like that, so it's not like I have like a personal bitterness or anything. But I do have a soft spot for this character because she has had a really rough ride. And so I just don't like the way she's being talked about. So that is really everything for reading. I don't know, like I feel like I'm kind of slumpy now again because those are like 500-page books, which I didn't realize. And so it's been like 3 or 4 days of me reading this this like set. And so I definitely need a break from Palm South University. I got a graphic novel from the library, so I may pick that up, or I may just like take a break. Today is Tuesday. I have the book club, the Book Sisters book club on Saturday, and I have yet to read the book, so maybe I'll pick that up. I don't really know. So today, as far as like life goes, we went to Stroller Strong Moms this morning, and if you guys have not heard of that and you are a mom with like young kids, look into it. It is a national thing, and it's like the tagline is "Sweat Like a Mother," and so it's just an outdoor, like right now it's outdoor workouts, and you bring your strollers, and when you're outside, the kids can be in or out of the stroller. When you're inside, they would prefer they're in the stroller just so they don't get in the way. But so Ainsley did like the whole workout with me, and it's an hour-long class, so we only made it like 45 minutes because Annie was just losing her ever-loving mind if I wasn't like right in her face. And so and then Ainsley had to go to the bathroom, and like I said, it's outside, so like the bathroom was like, it would have taken a 5 or 10 minute walk. And so whatever, we only made it 45 minutes, but it's every day except Wednesday, like Monday through Friday, every day but Wednesday. And so we're going to try to go again more this week because it just feels so good to get like lifting and active and kind of socialize in a safe way. And I just really enjoyed that. And so then we came home and did some marble painting. And Ainsley thought that was really fun for a little while, but I was trying to get her to do it like while I was feeding Annie, so she wanted more paper, and I just couldn't like do that. So she kind of got over it quick. But now we have the marbles, and so hopefully we can do it again. And then Jeremy came home. He was out of town for a dentist appointment. He goes to a dentist in a town an hour away where he lived like before we got married, so maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and he still goes there because he really likes the dentist. So he went there early this morning, and so he got home around lunch. And then last night, I feel like I say this every day, but Annie was up so much. I don't know what she's going through, but last night she was up a lot. And so I fell asleep on the floor about 1:30, and I slept there until 2:30. And thankfully Annie was asleep. And so Jeremy took Ainsley up and put her down. And so then I've just been working on my reviews and doing all sorts of different things, like work-wise, for the past hour or two. So I'm going to go get Ainsley, and tonight is Tuna Tuesday, which I think I'm making a thing. We're going to have tuna sandwiches every Tuesday because we all like it, and it's really easy, and so I like having easy dinners. And I was supposed to have a MOPS meeting tonight, but thankfully I canceled it because there's just not anything for us to talk about, so that's good. And yeah, that's it. So I will check in later once I have started something new. Hey everyone, it is Wednesday at like 2 o'clock. We are just getting home from the chiropractor. Ainsley is getting adjusted again because she has kind of lost all of her progress in her like bow-leggedness. And so we'll just keep seeing if we can get everything to straighten out the way it needs to go. So today we went to the zoo this morning, and it was really fun. And I have a double stroller, and I don't know why, because my 2-year-old will never ever ride in the stroller. So she walked the whole zoo and then played in the park. And so we are ready for naps for sure. So that's what we're going to do. But I have even more exciting news. I am finally reading 2 things that I am loving. And like, I just feel like everything has been so mediocre lately. Like the first 2 Palm South universities I really liked for what I needed. It wasn't that I necessarily loved them, but I loved what, like, the lightheartedness of them. And then, but what I'm reading right now, like, I am genuinely loving. So I'm reading a graphic novel called New Kid. It is a middle grade graphic novel about a biracial kid who is going to a new school, and just how he's trying to find his place, and how racism is present, and just how he is navigating this transition and kind of craphead kids. And so yeah, it's really interesting and fun and really good artwork. And it's like 250 pages of a graphic novel. If I could get like 30 minutes or 45 minutes to sit down and just read it, I would. But last night I started it, and Ainsley was like, hey, can you read it to me? And she just laid there, and I read like 40 pages of the graphic novel to her, and she was loving it. And it's kid appropriate. It's middle grade. And so we were like kind of stopping for conversation, and it's really, really good. The artwork is beautiful. The text of it is beautiful, like the context, and I just am really loving that. And so then I'm also reading Wish You Were Here by Renee Carlino, which I was sent by my lovely, lovely friend Anita. And that was actually the first book I ever got from a subscriber, and it was like 2 weeks ago. So I mean, not maybe it's a little longer, but it wasn't that long ago. I just got a couple right in a row, and so this one has a special place because it was from her. And aside from that, I am loving it. So it's about this girl who she's not a one-night stand type person at all, but she has this one-night stand with this guy, and then all of a sudden things turn like really sour. And so she's like, what happened? And she never sees him again. And so then she starts another relationship, and she's in this relationship with this guy that she meets in online dating, and things are going really well. And then the first guy comes back into the picture. And so I am just loving it. It's so good and emotional and interesting, and
it's just so good. And she is now living with her brother, so we get her like family relationships, we get her best friend relationship. Like we're just, it's so good, so good. And I am almost done with it actually, and I just can't stop reading it. And so two really good things on the go right now, and I am so excited and so thankful for that. So now I'm gonna go in, and I'm also gonna lay down because Annie's still doing her getting up all the time in the night thing. So I'm gonna lay down as well. And the Renee Carlino book is available on Scribd, so I might listen to some of it and just kind of see. I don't know, it might be one of those days where like my head hits the pillow and I'm out. So if I can get that done, I will let you know. Regardless, I will update when I finish one of those.
Hey everyone, it is like 4 o'clock on Thursday, and I'm just sitting outside for a little bit. The girls are inside sleeping, and it's just a beautiful day. Like, I am loving the fall weather. It's, I think, 75 or 80 right now, but the morning was really cool. This morning we went to Strong Stroller Moms, which is, we call it Slam, for Sweat Like a Mother. And so we went to that again this morning, and everybody just laughs and says how awesome Ainsley is, because most of the other kids are like sitting in the strollers, and she just wants to do the whole thing. And so she does, and she rocks it, and she's just awesome. She's a little slammer. So we did that, and we got, like, by some grace of God, we got there early, which never ever happens. We like got out of the house before 9 o'clock, and so we went and we played at the park for a little bit, and then we went and did the hour-long class. And I think I said last time that we had to leave 15 or 20 minutes early because Annie was losing her mind and Ainsley had to go to the bathroom. And the same thing happened this time, except we stayed the whole time because I found a porta potty. So I ran Ainsley there, and Annie, like, I just would kind of take breaks and talk to her. I don't know, like, the workout is hard, but everybody is moms with little kids, and so there's a lot of not a lot of pauses as far as the whole group goes, but like a lot of times that you're pausing. And so it is like kind of nice, I guess, because you get a little break. But it was fun, so fun. And so then we left there, got home a little after 11, and I fed Annie, and we watched a little bit of Mickey and ate lunch, and then did some crafts this afternoon. I didn't take any pictures of it because it was like nothing new or exciting. So now I'm just waiting for the girls to get up, and I'm going to make dinner, and then I have a MOPS conference call tonight. So just kind of a busy day, but tomorrow is a Friday. Woohoo! So reading wise, I finished Wish You Were Here by Renee Carlino last night, and I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoy Renee Carlino. Like, she is one of my favorite authors, and this book was very good. I did have a couple little complaints about it, but for the most part, it was really good. So it's about a girl who has this one night stand with a guy named Adam, and things like get really weird, and like Adam seems really sketchy and flighty and like a jerk. And so like it ends after that night and they don't see each other. And so then her family sets her up on a dating app, and so she meets this other guy, and he is like so swoon worthy. Like, he's just so sweet. He plays baseball. Like, he's humble. I just loved him. And so then she's dating him and decides, like, hey, I need to figure out what happened to this Adam guy. So she finds out, and what she finds out is not at all what she expected. I really hope you can't hear that motorcycle, but if you can, sorry. What she finds out is not at all what she expected. So then the rest of the book is very emotional, and so trigger warning for all sorts of things. Go look on the Goodreads, because if I say, it'll be a spoiler. So some definite trigger warnings. It's a very emotional book, and it also seems to be very divisive. I was looking through like my friends' ratings, and there's a lot of 5 stars and then a lot of 2 stars, and I sort of see, so the 2 stars, a lot of what I saw was that they did not like our main character, Charlotte. And I could totally see that. She was very immature, and it was hard to understand like how she made, or how 2 guys fell so head over heels for her. Especially the second guy, because the first guy, they have a, like Adam, they have a really fun meet cute, and it's like really charming. It could happen. I could see that, especially a one night stand, like, and then a spark flies, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a huge believer in love at first sight or like insta love, but Anyway, the second guy, though, it's like, I don't know, because she treats him like trash from the beginning. And like I said, he is so sweet, and I just love that. And he just doesn't get treated the way he deserves to. So that's part of the reason I gave it 4 stars. Didn't love Charlotte, didn't love the way she treated him. And really, I just wanted more of that character. I can't think of what his name is, like Seth, maybe, or Ethan, because those are so similar. But I can't think of what his name is, but I loved him. And so that is really my thoughts on that. Like I said, make sure you look up trigger warnings, because it is very emotional and a lot harder hitting than I expected. Although Renee Carlino kind of does that. Like, she does like some harder hitting, more emotional books. It's similar to like Brittany C. Cherry, and why I love those authors. And so that is everything that I read. Now, I started the Lost and Found Bookshop last night, and that is our book club book for the Book Sisters. And if you didn't see the live show, because today's Thursday, the live show's Saturday, this won't go up till Monday. So I will link the live show. It is on my channel, and so I'll link it so you can go watch the playback if you weren't able to make it for it live. But I hate to say, I'm not loving the book. It's just very, 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 very slow. And I hate saying that, and I want to love it because it's our book club pick. And like, I feel like we're responsible for picking good stuff, especially because I know people are spending money on it, and I want people to love it, and I want to love it. It's just pretty slow. And Susan Wiggs before has been kind of hit and miss with me. Like, I really like some, but for the most part, I'm like, meh. And so with me, though, I thought, like, this time it's a book about a bookstore. How do you mess that up? I love books about books or bookstores or anything like that. And they're not messing it up. Like, it starts really strong emotionally, and then it's just kind of like petered out and gotten so slow. So I'm not going to say anything else about it. Like, I'm not going to go too much in depth, because you'll see my final thoughts on the live show as well as everybody else's. And I'm really excited to see what you guys are thinking of it. I got on Goodreads and was looking at some reviews, and just everybody seems to have different thoughts. And so I think it'll be a great book club pick and like a good discussion. I just wish I was loving it more, but that's that. So also with that, I have been waiting on my library. As soon as we decided, I put a hold on for both the ebook and audiobook, and I've been waiting and waiting, and I'm number 1 in line for the ebook. And so I said if I didn't get it by Thursday, I was going to just listen to the audio on Scribd. And so that's what I'm doing, because I still am waiting on that. I'm still in the number 1 spot, but I still have not gotten it. So guess it wasn't meant to be. I guess I had to use one of my Scribd credits or whatever, however it works. I don't even know. So I'm listening to it, and I think now, knowing what I think about it, that is a good thing, just because it is so slow. I have already been so slumpy that I don't need another slump. So hopefully it gets better, and that's it. So now I'm going to go inside, make dinner soon after I feed Annie, and then have that conference call, and then zonk out. It is Friday at like 11 o'clock. We just got home. We went to one of the parks / neighborhoods, like just a different neighborhood really, and we took Ainsley's bike so she could do some riding. She is doing so good on it. And we collected leaves, and we are gonna go make some fall crafts with them. And so we did that and just ran around, played in leaf piles, and talked about the changing trees, and did a lot of like running through leaves. And it's just the perfect fall day. You can see I'm wearing a hoodie, and it's just awesome. So
last night, I tried to put in a little bit of making dinner, and last night was one of those nights where, like, I had some leftover of that red curry squash. I think I've talked about it before. It's a squash we buy at the farmer's market, and I had some leftover, and, like, sometimes they're really good, and sometimes they're not that good, and so the one we got was not that good, and so, I did what I do many nights, and I just blend a bunch of stuff in a blender and call it pasta sauce. And you guys, I made a whole box of pasta, and Ainsley and Jeremy ate it like that, like between the two of them. I didn't have any because it just, like, I guess they love the sauce so much. So what I did was like maybe a third or a half of a tomato, some cauliflower, some of that red curry squash, some cashews, and then some milk. We use flax milk, but whatever. Milk, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and nutritional yeast. I think that was everything. I just like and basil. I throw a bunch of stuff in there and blend it up and call it pasta sauce. And so it worked really good. And that's what we did for dinner last night. So I, again, am not like good at filming during dinner just because I can't figure out somewhere to prop it. And just the helpers are all over the place, and things are normally loud and chaotic and as they're getting in here. So as far as reading goes, I'm still reading The Lost and Found Bookshop, and still not loving it. I'm just gonna say that I feel like it's like 2 stories and she's trying to do too much, and so nothing is being done well. But again, we'll talk about it in the live show, and that's all I've been reading. I'm almost done with that, so I will update later.
Hey everyone, it is Saturday at like 11 o'clock, and I just am getting on to update because I have some bookish news, I have some life stuff going on, so let's just get into it. So yesterday, as you saw, we made wreaths, and so I gave her like a glue stick, and I cut out a paper plate and just had her glue all the leaves on there, and so she was so thrilled with that and so excited and loved it. Well, so then I told her, because I was like watching, and the glue sticks weren't cutting it. And so I'm like watching her, and then I was like, all right, you have to just leave it there so it can dry. And then during nap time, I went and got a hot glue gun and actually stuck them on. So if you're going to do that with your kids, maybe don't, because a glue stick was not cutting it. So, but the wreath is up and she loves it, and I think I'm going to just make that door, that's the door to our back deck, and so I think I'm just going to make that a fall craft door. And so as we do things in the next month or 2, they can just be stuck up there, and then we'll switch it out to Christmas, because you guys, holiday crafting is like my jam. I love it, and I'm so excited to now have a kid that's old enough to like do things like that, and she seemed to like that one at least. I don't know. So other things we did last night was watched Father the Bride Part 3-ish, and so you haven't heard about that. They the whole original cast got together and did like a 20 or 30 minute Father the Bride Part 3 2020 version, and it was so it was so cheesy and so like just over the top, and it's not like the vibe you'll get from 1 and 2. It's not gonna be like it was clearly something they just threw together for charity. It's all on Zoom, and it was funny. I just loved seeing them all together. I love Steve Martin, and I love Kimberly Williams Paisley. Both of them are like 2 of my favorite people, and so I just had a really good time watching that. And then I made stir fry, which I forgot to take video of because the thing premiered at 5, and it's on, I think, Netflix, YouTube, and Facebook maybe. And so we watched that, and that ended at like 5:30 my time. And so then I just kind of rushed together and threw together dinner, because we typically like to eat around 6, just so then there's a little bit of playtime before bed. Yada yada, you guys don't care. So last night, reading wise, I finished The New Kid by Jerry Craft, and this is a library copy, and so it's going to glare the heck out of it, but I loved this book. I'm giving it 5 stars. It was the Newbery winner for 2020. And if you guys don't know what the Newbery Award is, it is
an award that's given every year in children's literature, and this deserved it. This is a graphic novel about this kid named Jordan who goes to a new school. He lives in New York, and he lives in kind of a rougher area, and he is a very light-skinned black boy, and he goes to this kind of prestigious, predominantly white school. So when he goes, of course, he doesn't feel like he fits in, and there is so much racism towards him that I thought was so well done, in the sense that it is things that white kids may not even think about. You know, it kind of tackles that systemic racism in a way that is palatable to middle grade readers. And so Jordan has to try to fit in there. And then as the school goes on and he starts, you know, learning things and becoming more white, he said he's called an Oreo all the time and just different things like that. And he starts to feel like he's not fitting in his neighborhood anymore, because it's like he's not black enough to be with them and he's not white enough to be in the school. And I just loved the discussion around that in this book. And I thought, you know, I want to have a copy of this to talk about with my kids when they get old enough to read this. And there's other things tackled too about different parenting things and insecurities of all kids, and just the struggle with meeting society's expectations for you. And I liked how it also talked about the disadvantage of kids of color, that, you know, there's a white kid who has an issue going on, and the way he is treated at school and versus the way Jordan and like the two other black kids are treated at school is very eye-opening. And I think this is very, very great read for young kids. And the art, I'll open it up just so you can see. I just love the art, and it's color, it's beautiful, so good. And so one of my most anticipated releases now is there is a second one coming out October 6th, and it's called Class Act, I think, and it follows Drew, who is one of the other black kids in the school. And I just loved watching Jordan find his place, and it was just so good. So 5 stars for that one. Highly recommend. If you're into graphic novels, if you've got not teen, but like middle grade readers, definitely pick that one up. I really want a copy on my shelf. So now what's next, you ask? Let me grab it. So next I'm going to pick up As Bright as Heaven by Susan Meisner. This is one that my sister gave me, and so I have it on my shelf. It is about the Spanish flu. I don't really know anything more than that. And I'm going to try to start this. I also have it from my library on ebook, so I can read it a little more conveniently. And so then if this rolls over, next week I'm going to be doing the Kindle Clear Out readathon. And so this one has been on my Kindle for over a week, and there's people waiting, and so I really need to get on this one and read it. And so I haven't started it, but that's what I'm going to read. So today we kind of, my lighting is terrible, I'm sorry. We kind of had a later start, and so then right now Jeremy is outside with the girls, just trying to get me a quiet area for just a second, because if you noticed last week, I didn't really have any extra videos because I just couldn't find the time to film. I really need to get good about just batch filming on the weekends when I have time, because life is super crazy during the week, and we just, as you see, kind of do a lot. I really try to focus on keeping the kids, Ainsley, busy and engaged. In this time of COVID, it is so easy to just plop them in front of a device or a TV or something. And I'm really trying not to do that. And so which is fine, but it takes away any time that I have to do anything productive on my own. So that is what's going on. K-State is playing right now. We are K-State fans, if you guys didn't know. I'm wearing my purple, and they're playing right now, but they're playing Oklahoma, who is number 3 in the country, and we lost our first game to somebody we should probably not have lost to. So my hopes aren't high for the season, and we've got it recording because it's just really hard when they play these 11 o'clock games, because you waste the morning with the kids and the productivity and all of that. And this afternoon, we have the live show for the Book Sisters Book Club book. So I think I've mentioned it before in this vlog, but go check out the replay if you haven't. So I am going to go try to film some videos before lunch, and then talk with those ladies later, and I'm so excited. So that's it. I'll check in later.
everyone. It is Sunday at like 3 o'clock. The kids are napping and I'm just sitting outside for a little bit. It stormed just super strong this morning, and so it's really cool and just kind of like drizzly, and I just love it. But it's that weird like time where it's like you want sunglasses because it's bright, but it's also cloudy. Like, I don't know, it's weird. But I just thought I'd get on and update for today. So yesterday we had the live show for the Book Sisters book club, and you guys, it was just so fun. Like, it was exactly what I wanted and what we expected and like what we hoped for, of just the three of us like talking about what we love and you guys joining in and making it like just kind of like a big coffee date. Like, that's exactly what it felt like to me, and it was so fun and I really loved it. And so if you didn't see it, go watch it if you want to. We had a lot of feelings about the Lost and Found bookshop, so that happened. But so in the middle of it, we had recorded the K-State football game because we were doing stuff with the kids in the morning, and then I had that live show, so we were just gonna watch it afterwards. And so we recorded it, and I turned off all my like alerts so I wouldn't get anything. And then, like I said, we were playing number 3 Oklahoma, and we were unranked. And so yeah, I get like this ESPN special alert that number 3 was defeated by K-State. And so I'm really, really excited we won, but it was such a buzzkill because we were down. So then we did watch the game. Like, my husband didn't know, so we watched the game anyway. And we were down by so much. I wanted to see how it happened, but so it was really exciting. And Texas, my other team, I went to University of Texas and K-State, so both of them I'm claiming as my team. They went into overtime with Texas Tech, and they shouldn't have. And so it was just a crazy day for football, and it was really exciting. So that's what we did like all yesterday after the live show. And then I got on the extended Romance Booktubers live read with me, and it was so fun. Tamika from Library of Tomes, she decided to do like a 3-hour, I think, like read with me, and then just have like guest hosts kind of thing rotate in every hour. And so I was on the second hour, and it was just so fun. Like, I started As Bright as Heaven by Susan Meisner, and do you hear the thunder? That's really weird. I'll turn the camera around here in a minute. I wonder if you guys can hear that. It is really like loud rolling thunder and really like creepy. But anyway, so I started the book, but then I heard tons and tons of screaming downstairs and from like everybody. So I went downstairs, and something had happened, and Ainsley got upset and like yelled in Annie's face or some, I don't even know. So I ended up having Annie on the live stream with me, and that was less than convenient for reading. I didn't get like anything done, but it is raining so hard right now. It's just like that loud rolling thunder, and then now it's pouring. Hold on, I'll turn the camera around. I guess you can't really see anything, but that was so weird. And now it's pouring. Anyway, so I'm going to make this quick because I think the rain's just getting stronger and stronger, so you might not be able to hear me here in a minute. But I started As Bright as Heaven, and it's got short chapters, and it's told from the perspective of a woman and her 3 daughters. And it's in 1918, and they're moving from Philadelphia to somewhere else, I think. I don't know. I know the Spanish flu is going to be involved. I did not expect a happy book, but the first chapter had me like too much in my feelings. I was on camera, and I was like, let's just not get all weepy. And it's about a baby dying, and so I'm like holding my baby like, but so far I'm really liking it. So now I'm going to go inside, I think, and just read until the girls wake up, and that's it. So like this morning, whoa, holy thunder. I really hope you can hear that, otherwise my reactions are going to be really weird. But this morning we went through so many baby clothes and put away some stuff that is too small for everybody, got out some stuff that fits better, did a ton of laundry, and so it feels really good to be productive, but I have not read it all. So I'm going to go in, do that now, and try to stay dry. I just realized too, it's Sunday. This clip is going to be like 4 different clips, but it's Sunday. So I'm going to close out this vlog here. Tomorrow starts the Kindle Clear Out readathon. And so I'm going to be reading the Susan Meisner book because I've had it from the library for almost 2 weeks. Like it goes back in 2 or 3 days. So it counts. I'm counting it for the readathon. So I'm going to get as much done as I can now, but then it's probably going to roll over to tomorrow. So check my Kindle Clear Out readathon vlog for my thoughts on As Bright as Heaven. And so if you've watched this, thank you. The vlogs have kind of been suffering lately, so I really appreciate you guys watching and commenting, and just thank you so much to everybody who is watching and subscribed and yada yada. I will let you go. Thank you again. We'll talk to you in the next one.